Okay, what's up, guys? I'm getting back into streaming, content creation. Um, hopefully, just as much as I was 2 years ago. I have a lot more time now, so yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of me. Hopefully, I have some cool stuff to do. At the moment, this stream is just kind of me warming up, getting back in the groove of things. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, it's titled Not Testing Fable 5 because I actually currently don't have an active Claude subscription, and I probably won't get one today. It's obvious that Fable is like a huge improvement. Well, not a huge, but like a noticeable improvement on the previous generation of models. It's not just like another step like 4.7 to 4.8 was for Opus. Um, it's at least like a 20% improvement in capabilities. So yeah, I mean that's good, but like I think with it's going to be harder, but you could probably get similar results using the older models if you're good at prompting and stuff. And personally, I'm very price sensitive. I'm very frugal, so that's like probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm not trying out Fable. But I mean, we could probably see other people trying it. We just saw some things in Discord, um, which I'll be. Let's have a look. So the first one, this is from Matthew Berman's live stream. So shout out Siraj for showing it. Check out this fluid simulation thing. I think this is one shot with Fable. It's pretty cool. You can like change the colors and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty performant too. Like having this in like a landing page would be pretty cool. And then there's another one apparently. I haven't seen this one yet. Let's see what this one is. We can probably hide this for now. Yeah, very similar. Kind of like smoke. Oh, they're all pretty much the same. Yeah, super cool stuff. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Alex? Thanks for dropping in.
Sup, man?
It's been a while. What have you been up to? Thanks for being a regular on stream, Alex. I appreciate you. Yeah, hopefully I'll be streaming a lot more now. Yeah. So what kind of I still haven't like planned exactly what to stream, especially this stream. I was thinking maybe I'll just go through my like X bookmarks and talk about some of the stuff that's been happening recently. Have I tried anything LLM? Yeah, man, a long time ago. I think I made a video about it as well, but I'm sure it's gotten a lot better. Yeah, this is my video about it. 2024, 2 years ago.
I take back what I said. In my last video, I recommended GPT-4all for chatting for your local files, but I found something better thanks to my community, AnythingLLM. AnythingLLM takes everything GPT-4all does, one-click installation, fully private. It's still open source, but it has way more features. And it's more than just PDFs and text documents. You can load spreadsheets, Word documents, and they have these data connectors. So you can import a whole GitHub repository, private or public, in one single click, a whole YouTube video transcript, bulk link scraper, or Confluence. And you can embed them all and put them into a vector database of your choice. So you can chat with large amounts of data without going past the context limits of your LLM. They're also introducing agents with web browsing capabilities, SQL connectors, and generating and saving files to browser, with much more features coming soon. The scene is changing so fast, so make sure you're following me, guys, to keep updated with the changing AI landscape. Every day, something new.
Yeah, man, that was 2 years ago. I'm sure they've made hella updates since then. Let's have a look. Anything LLM. Whoops. Is there like a release log? Probably on their GitHub, huh? Because it is open source. All right, let's have a look at their releases. 5 hours ago, damn. Yo, what's up? Where have I been? Long time. Yeah. So TLDR, I've pretty much for the past year, I've made like significantly less content, less streams because I was working full time at Augment Code. And now some news, I will be stopping my employment there come I think July 31st is my final official day. So yeah, I hope to come back online making content that I actually believe in. If you've been following me, I mean, I've been making content for like 3 years plus now. The first 1 to 2 years was super authentic and like bleeding edge. Like I was testing like Auto GPT, Agent GPT, GPT Engineer, which turned out to be Lovable. I was like, I the first like prompt to web app was GPT Engineer in like January 2024 or something. And I was like, wow, this is the future. And I was right. And then eventually Lovable became a huge 100 million ARR business. Um, yeah, I was super early to that. But then last year, the 2 years before that, I tried to do full time content, but less authentic. Because like to make money, I started doing brand deals and I was promoting some brands that probably I wasn't fully 100% backing, and a lot more ads were on my videos, so I didn't like that. And then also last year I started working full time for this other company, and I had to kind of align my values to theirs, and that was also not very authentic. I couldn't truly explore and promote what was really good over that year. So going forward, I'm going to try make it work such that, I only promote things that I truly use or believe in, and I still somehow manage to afford a living here in San Francisco whilst doing that. But yeah, anyway, that's a bit of a TLDR on how I've been. A good old bookmark review would be nice. You always use my page to catch up. Oh, thank you, Volatile Roots. It's good to have the OGs in the chat. Yeah, as you probably just heard from my spiel, it might not have been the nicest journey in the past year, but I'm hoping to get back onto the roots. I used to do like weekly reviews for AI coding before AI coding absolutely exploded last year. Like up until Claude, like before Claude Code even came out, I'd be like, okay, this week in AI coding, blah 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 blah. But then yeah, I've definitely dropped the ball. But hoping to get back on it. Yeah. Have I tried the Siri Dev Beta? I have not. I don't even have an iPhone. I actually use I got a Samsung Galaxy phone, but I do use a MacBook, so I'm not sure. Is it on Mac? I actually haven't. Maybe we can do a little um TLDR on what those Siri updates were. Only thing I really know is like they're partnering with Google to make really good models on device and stuff. I'm gonna be hard. I'm gonna take this off. So that's pretty cool because we all know that the Apple intelligence models were just not up to par. Google models are obviously a lot better. I'd say they're like third place when it comes to frontier models. You got like OpenAI and Anthropic taking out first and second place, and then Google's probably like third place. Yeah, so it would be nice to see. The money was nice, yes, definitely. Money's nice. Money is so nice. Up until a certain point, and it seems like we're going towards a K-shaped economy, they call it, or the wealth gap is going to be increasingly divided, and that's something that Fable 5, I don't know if you guys just heard the news, like an hour or so or less. Anthropic just released Fable and Mythos 5, and it's significantly more expensive than every other model. And this kind of just proves this wealth gap. People like to say permanent underclass, uh, which is somewhat true, but it's also like just over time, the the living standards of a poor person is going to be significantly better than it was in the past. They'll have access to so much more abundance. But in saying that, there is also the wealth gap, so there is definitely it's going to be a lot harder to get to the middle upper class if you're on that lower class for sure. But anyway, yo, Aderodi, shout out, Marek Lewandowski, man. Thank you for maintaining your subscription, man. I appreciate you. Member on YouTube. I mean, yeah, I appreciate your support. I especially since I haven't really been posting much, and you don't really get much out of being a member other than supporting me. So, I mean, it really means a lot, and I want to give back to you. I want to make valuable content. I purposefully haven't been posting for the sake of posting. I don't want to just make noise. I want to actually make like valuable content here. So, but yeah. Also, guys, please drop in the chat any topics you want me to discuss or go into. I'm kind of at this stage right now where we're planning what to do going forward in this channel. So, yeah, any topics, I think a big one that we'll get into is, I mean, fucking Peter Steinberg made this tweet yesterday. He's like, here's your monthly reminder that you shouldn't be prompting coding agents anymore. You should be designing loops that prompt your agents. 7.5 million views on this. And this is like, it's just like loops have been trending now. It's insane the level of fame Peter has gotten this year. It's like, it's just like, oh man, I've been to 2 OpenClaw events. I'd like to talk to Peter, but it's just like everyone's like lining up to get a selfie with him, and I just like I don't know, I didn't want to do that, so I haven't really talked to him in person. But before it exploded, we've been engaging online anyway. Is there someone who is trying different architecture rather than more parameters and more data? Yeah, there's a lot of innovation. I mean, I don't really get too technical into like the LLM innovations, but I'm pretty sure like these Chinese labs like DeepSeek, Kimi, these two, I'm not sure about the others, but those two labs have done some like innovations in model training that goes beyond more parameters and more data. I'm sure OpenAI and Anthropic definitely do as well, but they're not open about what they've done, which sucks, but makes sense. Capitalists, they're trying to make money. But yeah, like shout out to the Chinese labs. They're actually publishing their stuff. You got me into agentic coding before it was cool, so you paid for yourself off multiple times. Awesome, Eric. And my mission is to get you onto the next thing before it's cool. I mean, just like OpenClaw, I was shilling that like right before it exploded, and I think I definitely contributed to it exploding. So, yeah, if you're following this channel, this is the aim of me. I'm trying to be on the bleeding edge, try to anticipate the next thing. Yeah, if you saw my most recent video on YouTube, I think that was auto research, which ties into this designing loops. So kind of like auto research, harness engineering, and loops. They're kind of, I would put them all in the same bucket. It's kind of like the same skill set. It's very hard. I'm gonna say like I've been trying to make a video on this, but I can't just make a video without having the backing to say like, okay, I've tried this. This is how it works. This is what you should do. Um, and trust me, I've tried loops. I've tried goals. I've tried like self working proactive 24/7 agents, and a lot of the time it's a lot of slop. You could say that's a skill issue. Um, it does. I can get it to work. If you saw my auto research video, that's kind of like a loop that you can get it to work if you've defined it really properly, in a narrow kind of domain. But what would be really exciting is if you can have high level goals, monthly goals, weekly goals. For instance, like I want to improve my X not following but impressions. I want to be able to get the creator fund on X. To do that, I need 5 million impressions. Is that it? Over a year? Maybe not 5 million, but like some amount of impressions over 3 months. This seems really hard to get. But yeah, like if I just set that goal without the proper skills and context, it's just going to be a slop cannon. So yeah, I need to figure out how to do that properly. Okay, so that was a lot of rambling. We said I'd go through the bookmarks, and then also if Alex is still here, they wanted me to check out AnythingLLM's releases, so I'm gonna do that. Let's just see if they've done anything cool. What's changed? Is there any like big releases? Model router, okay. Kind of still looks very similar. When I tried AnythingLLM 2 years ago, it didn't stick. It wasn't as good as I'd hoped. But yeah, it's probably one of the best local agent operating systems, or whatever you'd call it. I mean, another reason why I haven't fully switched to like Hermes or OpenClaw or anything LLM is I have my own harness, DotAgents, which I had been working on to have like all the features I want. But yeah, it's hard to keep up. Like every day I'm like, should I switch to Codex? I tried switching to Codex, and I just missed some of the things that I could do in DotAgents. Yeah. So, but that is one thing that maybe I'll do this stream is Thibaut's post. Where was it? Did I save it? I didn't save it, but he's like, oh, it is this. Over the next 100 days, we'll select one person a day who does impressive work with Codex and give him 10x usage. That's cool. So, you know, every day we have an opportunity to get that 10x usage. I wonder who won yesterday. I didn't see Thibaut's post about it. Maybe I can go to his profile. It was like first one. Oh, here it is. First one goes to Skirano. Shout out Skirano. Enjoy the 10x. What did they build? Let's see. Excited to share, Magic Path is now available as an official plugin in Codex. Give Codex an infinite multiplayer canvas where you can design, build, and iterate. Okay. Let's see what he does. Magic Path, build 3 landing pages for OpenAI, minimal design. Okay. Okay. Oh, so it's kind of like a Figma thing inside Codex. Wow. So we just did like a plugin. Okay. Well, congrats to Peter for that. Ooh. This guy got nominated. Let's see what he built. Okay. Yo, neural net nemesis released you finally. Something like that. Yes. We are free to make whatever content we want now. So what do you want to see, neural net nemesis? Drop those topics in the chat. Let me see. We're just going through the bookmarks at the moment. So yeah, we're trying to plan what we're going to do. Consumer AI, open source. Damn, man, this is sick. Tennis analysis. I kind of want to make this. There's like a Swing Vision app that you have to pay for, but if I could just get the code for this and get it to analyze my tennis matches, that'd be sick. Yeah. Am I still in the States? Yep, still in San Francisco. Yeah. Still here. I love it here. This is where it's all happening. Let's see what, like, just go Luma Explore, see what events are happening today. If there are in the Explore. It's weird, like, a lot of the events are kind of like private invite only. I mean, if they get featured here, they're probably like really big. Okay, there's quite a lot today. Fireside tokens to robots. Dude, I'd love to get into. Oh, this is presented by Bright Data. I'd love to get into hardware. What time is this? 4:30. But it's hard. Hardware is hard, but it'd be so cool. That's like the next step. Like software is like mostly solved, but like what if we get into Oh shit, Stefan, what's up, G? Good to see you. Good to see you, bro. What's happening with you? Designing AI for kids. Oh, Next.js night. Yeah, see, this is on a waiting list. Event full. But yeah, as you can see, like every day there's like a billion events. Okay, nothing that really interests me today. Oh, Cafe Cursor tomorrow morning. Damn, that'd be sick. I haven't tried Cursor in a while. I've heard really good things about Composer 2.5. That would be nice. Damn, there's another. Wait, one's Cafe Cursor, and then there's Build with Cursor. We're big in a small group at the A16Z office. We'll set you up with Cursor credits. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, imagine I go there and I stream it. That'd be cool. See, we couldn't do this before. But now we can. Yo, Tempbagger, are you late? No, man. We're just planning today. This isn't like, anything to miss. As you can see, the stream status says chilling. I'm just looking at events in SF that maybe we could go to. But Flash Webby, good to see you, man. OG. So IRL stream, yeah, maybe. I don't know if I've seen some IRL streams and it's like it's not as value dense. There's a lot of like physical bullshit, you know. But some people like them. So this one, they don't give you credits. I would like to go. Let me check my schedule tomorrow. Wait, so Apple didn't announce the M5 Studio? That's also something I might want to look at. Okay, I think I'm free after 3, 2 to 6. Might as well just request. What am I building? Shit. Nah, register later. I gotta think about something cool to show them. What am I building? That's something that we need to know. Ooh, games night. Poker. Okay. So, I mean, we should think about what to build. Let's have a look at GitHub. Startup I worked in went tits up. Caught good paying job, but the only part time. Should I apply to some more and do some mock interviews? Unmotivated as fuck. What do you do when you're not feeling it, bro? Bro, I feel you 100%, man. Galaxy for IRL stream, yeah, I got the Galaxy, so we're good on that. Yeah, bro, this is a great question. Like, what do you do when you're in that unmotivated state? How do you find that inspiration? It's tough. For me, I feel like it's a combination of you're either like working on something that you don't truly align with and you just feel like burnt, or you just like can't find anything that truly inspires you. And I tend to feel like a lot of the time it can be like a physical reward system dopamine kind of issue. And like I try to like reduce all stimulants and just board max for as much as you can. Um, so yeah, I find myself I get like addicted to coffee. I have coffee every morning. I get that buzz, and then if I don't have coffee one day, I'm just like super unmotivated. Like I don't want to do shit. And then I'm like, okay, we're in a bad state. So what I do is I like detox or dopamine detox or like board max, no coffee, no stimulants. Try to go for as long as that as you can. And I find if I can go without coffee for like a week, the next time I have coffee, it really hits. It like I find myself so motivated. So I'm just like, okay, let's just stick it out for the next like X days. Try to like not have any stimulants and then plan like a dedicated deep work planning, kind of like what I'm doing now, just like see what's out there, try to get inspiration, have the coffee, and then you'll find something. I don't know. That's that's my plan, but it's a tough one for sure. Thoughts on Claude Mythos release? Yeah. Well, firstly, I could say that it was very well done by them. Like hats off to the way Anthropic hyped this up. They kind of hyped it up really well. They're like, "Oh, it's a super powerful model. It's too dangerous to release." Everyone's like talking about it before they released, like a month or two before they released it. So the hype was up there. I mean, also the numbers look really good. It's a significant improvement. I don't think it's like a huge game changer. I think it's a significant improvement. More so that it's like a Opus 5, but they've named it like Claude 5. I mean Fable and Mythos 5. Um, what else can I say about it? Yeah, it's obviously probably the best public model available right now. Its price, that's one major thing. It's too expensive for me as a solo solo dev with probably low income. I'm like I haven't bought Claude. Um yeah, I mean I'm not really, if you're like got a lot of income, you're working on something really valuable, it'll make sense. But if you're just vibe coding, something that isn't really bringing you that much revenue, I don't know if it makes sense to justify that, or if you don't have much money, I don't know. Try creatine 10 grams every morning. Okay. I mean, I do take creatine, but I guess I didn't really think of it as a mood enhancement. It is hard to justify motivation these last few years. Should I flip myself? No, I'm good. Especially when you try it and then you look at what you're doing, compare it to where the world is headed, and everything starts to look like shit again. Bro, I can feel you. Yo, Fable 5, yeah, it came out. What about it? I think I just like kind of talked about that, but let me know if I missed anything specific. They made it general purpose, okay, which is BS with marketing. Yeah. No, I'm sure like they kind of did some things to the mythos to make it more secure and like less. That's one actually big concern with Fable is like you probably will get a lot of false positives. We saw this with Opus 4.8 where the model is like, sorry, I cannot complete this task because it violates cybersecurity XYZ. You don't have Claude Max? No, I do have Codex, the $200 Codex. That's what I'm currently using. I think that's the best value for money in terms of tokens. I think it's better than the Claude plan. But you know, these things change a lot. You know, Claude keeps changing their pricing. And all right, I was going through my GitHub feed. Let's see what we got here. CLI proxy, last 30 days skill, an agent skill that researches any topic across these and then synthesizes it to a summary. Okay, let's see how this skill works. Why is there so many other files? Okay. Okay, so it's obviously for Claude, which I don't use. So it doesn't apply to me. Open Claw update. Anything cool? Nothing huge. I suppose we can unfollow Augie because we are not using that anymore. What else we got? Okay. Well, one thing that I wanted to try build, GL transitions. What does this look like? Just like a cube transition, polka dot transition, cannabis leaf. Ooh. Oh, that zoom blur is cool. How do we steal this? Zoom blur. They don't have zoom blur? Let's see if my agent can find it. Can you find the zoom blur code in? Yeah, so this on my right, I don't know if you guys have been following this channel or catch me working on this, but this is my own like harness. It's now called DotAgents. You might have remembered it called SpeakMCP before. Yeah, I was really excited by this. It had a lot of unique features when I first started making it. But now these days, like all of these other companies are building their own super apps and they have pretty much all my features plus some. There's like a few reasons why I keep using it, but yeah, it's kind of like I wanted to, make this a thing that I release. And I mean, it is public, but, actually like chill it and distribute it. But it just doesn't seem worth it anymore, which kind of goes back to mute the tab. Which tab? Oh, was something playing? I couldn't hear anything. Sorry about that. Let me know if you guys still hearing? I don't think so. Someone was saying, yeah, here. Especially when you try to compare it to what the world is headed to and everything starts to look like shit. Okay, found it. Public Zoom in remotion, direct URL. Okay, great. Can we save it as a reference file in our remotion skill? So yeah, skills. If you're not using skills, I'm sure everyone here is using skills. No, I meant the vibe coded shit I posted. Yeah, skills are great. That's one thing that I'm consistently like improving and using skills. That's something that works really well. Whereas loops and tests, that has been a struggle to do really well. But yeah. Definitely something we want to look into. So cool, we have zoom blur. Yeah. I mean, let's see what other people on YouTube are saying about loops, because maybe we can upskill. All right. AI dev loop. Let's see. Okay, so web dev Cody. Go watch his. yeah, let's watch web dev code.
Loop could be like, hey, I need you to go and iteratively improve the user experience and design of the web page. Take screenshots along the way as you're trying to improve it. When you're done, go ahead and just let me know. So that is the overall idea of looping. Now, if I were to go to like Claude Code, I can even show you this. If I go /goal, this is the goal command, which you can use to do exactly what I said. Now, another really interesting thing that they have is something called a loop. Okay, this is like an interval. I think it'd be better named interval or timer or something, where you can have something run every hour or every day. And so one thing you could also do with this agentic loop approach is you could set up a cron job to say, hey, every morning I want you to go through my code base and identify as many places as you can to clean up code, make sure it's maintainable, make sure you don't have duplicate numbers or magic numbers everywhere. And then you could say, I need you to create a pull request off of main when you're done with this work. So that's another really good example of having this loop, right? You need to think at a high level, if you were given this task as an engineer, what exactly would you do? And then remember that you can actually offload this to agents doing this. So now that you have one agentic loop running, the idea is that you can actually have many of these things running. You can define many different loops with different agents that are doing, code refactorings. One's doing a security audit, one's doing a performance review, and all these basically run in a loop with some type of validation step. Like if you're trying to do, I don't know, a performance audit.
Yeah, it's just like a basic definition for a loop. Okay, I want to try build something. Pretty much, if you see up here, up the very top left, I have a stream status, which currently just says chilling. And I can update that with my DotAgents app. I can be like, update stream status to setting up constantly updating stream status. If I submit that, it should update that. We can have a look at the actual logs. That's kind of what I want to set up. Like, I'm constantly talking all these words, and an agent should be able to maybe poll a recording every, let's say, 10 minutes and update the stream status to what we're actually doing. That would be cool. That's kind of what I want to work on right now, but I also acknowledge that it's probably not the most interesting thing. So I don't know if anyone has any cooler ideas, we can do that too. Weird rules as a prompt only. Yo, Green Smoothie, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. I'm curious what you meant by that comment, though. I'm not seeing any context around it. What's the difference between React and this loop? React is just a specific type of loop where the agent first like sees, gathers context, and then takes an action. I think something like that. And the loop where web dev Cody was describing probably is a React loop, but he was just saying like, yeah, this is a type of agentic loop. So yeah, pretty much the same thing, I'd say. MMO bug fixing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could do that if that's what you want to see, Stev, if you're still here. So for some context, I think what Stinging Viper wants me to work on was this. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, this is I made a game before called Berry Game. It's like an MMO built on 3JS. And yeah, we could work on that. We could do a lot of cool stuff on that. I want to just redo the whole backend for this. So yeah, I mean, let's get Codex to audit it. Update Awaken Ambience API. What? I can't believe you remember that. You're still reading and learning from an even learned JSX. No way, Alex. That's crazy. Can't believe that. What about it interests you? Oh, damn. The overlay app 404. Hmm. Okay, well, updating stream status failed for some reason. I'm not gonna look into it now. Let's get Codex up. Voice AI is cool. Yeah. So the reason I stopped using Awaken Ambience was... Wait, but can you actually use Awaken Ambience? Wait, let me see. I don't think it actually works. Admin. I don't think it works. Pretty sure I took down the server, yeah. I use my DotAgents. So I made a voice thing. This is much cheaper than let's see if I can demo it for you guys. So this desktop app that I was using, I made like a interface to talk to it via the web. Actually, I'm not sure what docs is. So I can like load this web app on my mobile phone and have a voice conversation with it. Let me try demo it. I just need to get the API key here. Oh, fuck, how do I do that? Wait, why? Oh, wait. I think I just need to change this. Nope. Maybe I'll try to connect to my local one. Let's see. Wait, no, that wouldn't work either. Okay, hold on. One moment. I just gotta get an API key. Okay, let's try this. All right. Okay, we're in. I think. Doesn't show any of our chat. So, okay. New chat. And then we got a hands-free voice mode. And speech to text. Okay. Hey. Wait. All right. Hello. Let's do something cool. What can you do? Did that work? All right, there we go. And it gives those little beeps to, like, if you don't have your headphones in, you can kind of understand what's going on. There we go.
I can do a lot, especially if you give me a concrete outcome. A few cool things we could do right now: build or improve an app, a website, a UI. Research anything current and synthesize a sharp brief. Analyze your YouTube creator ideas, scripts, clips, or analytics. Edit transcribed clip videos or generate captions or voiceover. Create images, thumbnails,
Yo, what's up, TLC Media? Yeah, I'm back now, so hopefully you'll see a lot more videos, streams, and shorts from me. Thank you for dropping in and giving a comment. Same to you, Pengu. Yeah, good to see you guys back. I'll be making more content. Yeah, we're back now. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you want to see some particular topics. We can do that. Right now, I'm just showing off this app I made to kind of talk to my agents while on the go. This was like a mobile app before Codex Mobile, before all these other mobile things. Like the first version of this I had in like November last year. It was super exciting, but now you can kind of do this with other apps. But this is like super bring your own. You can bring your own TTS, bring your own speech to text, bring everything. Yar Jake, done anything with a browser game? Not for over a year, but we just had another person ask about it. So I'm actually going to get Codex to kind of audit the browser. The issue with the browser game is the backend. The backend is not working well. The game sync, where is it? Very game. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to get a Codex on extra high reasoning to audit the backend for this game. The current infra is not good. We have issues with syncing state. Consider a refactor to something like space-time, DB, convex, or something better. Analyze and compare and estimate prices. What else should we get it to audit? Prices. Finally, give me a report, I guess, in a short report with facts, suggestions, and opinions. Okay. So we'll let that analyze it. But yeah, haven't really touched that game in a while, but seems like a lot of people in chat were interested in it. So we will see what we can do about it. Quick, fast video generation tool. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of video generation tools out there. I'm curious what you think they lack that you'd want someone to make, or you just want them to try it. Just got here. Which game? I mean, if you guys want to test it out, it's currently live. Go to alpha.berrygame, BERIGAME.com. That's the game. It's open source that we might work on, seeing as a lot of people want to. Oh shit, we already got someone here. What's up? We can say hey to them. Currently it's just one model, but like as you can see, like the click to walk is working, the chat should be working. How you doing? We're doing good. We could also attack this guy. Attack. Oop. Just got to get in my range. Boom. Boom. Yep, gave him 2 punches. Ouch. We can also harvest a green berry from this tree. Harvesting green berry. And we should have that in my inventory. Don't do that. I'm fragile emotionally. Okay, sorry. And let's see my inventory. Oh, I didn't get the green berry, so maybe that's a bug. Who knows? But yeah, we're just getting Codex to kind of analyze. You know, I have issues with the. I mean, it's working. You can see like real time state is working, but I don't think it's very good. Like there's some like sync issues that you might not be able to see the sync issues if just from one player's perspective. But if you had like 2 windows up, I have a fancy walk. Yeah, it's like ooh. But yeah, yes, I see through. Thanks for coming through. What's my skin routine? Honestly, I don't do anything on my actual face skin. I try to avoid sun when it's above 6 UV. So I'll wear a hat or sunscreen if it's above 6 UV. Also, there's like a smoothing filter on my face right now from the camera, so my skin's actually nowhere near the smooth in real life. How about you build the fixed berry game in that cursor hackathon? Yeah, that's a good idea. Stabahontas. Can you make AI bots in it? Yeah, I did that at one point. I kind of wanted to do a NPC simulator. Fancy shirt, where'd you get it? Yeah. This is for my good friend back home. He was trying to throw it out, but I'm like, nah, shout out Qantas, bro. It's comfy. I wear this all the time. It's pajamas. Game is stuck. Stuck how? But yeah, I mean, it's buggy for sure. We're getting okay. We got the analysis. Okay, so the current backend for this game was AWS API with WebSockets. So it is pretty scalable, but I think the main problems are structural. So send, update, broadcast to all the connections, meaning the client supplies the recipient list instead of the owner owning the membership. Lambda uses in-memory caches for faster game state sharing, but this is fragile across cold starts. Inventory ground items are not transactional. Pickup does not. Pickup does get ground item, get player, update inventory, delete ground item. 2 clients can race. Yeah, so there's a lot of like client owning stuff, race conditions, some issues there. Now let's look at all these options for backends. So I've heard about SpaceTime.db, and if you guys have seen Ray Fernando on YouTube, he made that Yeet Ball game. I'm pretty sure he used SpaceTime.db, and his game seems to work really well. It's like a real-time soccer game, which is like, you know, you need some good real-time database for that. So so maybe we could try that. The free tier gives 3 million function calls, 2.5 gigabytes egress, 1 gigabyte table storage. Pro is $25 a month with about 120 million function calls, 500 gigabytes egress. 10 to 50 concurrent users likely fits free to pro. Okay. That's pretty good. Convex, great developer experience and app consistency. It's weaker as a game room server. The free starter is $0. Likely cheap for inventory chat profile, but I would not push high frequency combat position state through Convex alone. Cloudflare durable objects, strong alternative if you want to keep TypeScript. Supabase real time. Nah, screw Supabase. Okay, short term, to fix the current backend before or during migration, server owned room membership, DynamoDB on demand auto scaling, conditional writes. My opinion, migrate the live game state to SpaceTime.db if you want the most direct. Okay. So I think how I'd do this is like I'd make like a detailed plan first, and then maybe set up a goal so it keeps trying to implement the plan, test it, and then go back. All right, make a detailed migration plan. All right. All players are stuck in the same position. Yeah, that's one of the bugs is, you know, once you like log out or close the window, it doesn't clear all the players that are what does this guy say he's swearing? Hey. Wow. Yeah, I mean it's not a AAA game for sure. This is like a prototype. But yeah, a lot of bugs that we might solve. Okay. Huge migration plan, freeze the current protocol. Write the PRD. So let me set up a SpaceTime.db account. Just give your AI credit card with no limit. Yeah, I don't know about that, Jake. Well, look at SpaceTime.db's landing page. They got agent first. I guess not really. Install, initialize your project. What about auth? Wait, you just install? Shit. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll just set a goal. Let's see how my usage is. Okay. About 30 minutes till it resets, and we got 69%. That should be more than enough. Yeah, anything else on the GitHub feed? Am I using Gruck build? I'm not. I'm using Codex. Yo, what up, Zor? Yeah, using Codex. Nothing too interesting here. What about X? Or Discord? Okay, we got the PRD. So I'm going to create a new work tree. Sure, new work tree. Wait. Oh crap. You good? Okay. I feel like my camera just reset. This is on a work tree, isn't it? Can we go /new here? Does that work? No. How do I compact? Is that a thing? Okay, compact. Is Codex better than Claude Code? Objectively, no. One is not better than the other. Subjectively, there's a lot better in Codex, I think, and also Claude Code has a lot better. For instance, Fable 5, the new model released today by Anthropic, is probably the best model out there. I think the Codex app is much better than the Claude app. This is like a super app. It has computer use that's pretty good, and browser use. I think that's probably better than the Claude version. There's also like I think the plugins are easier and automations in Codex. I think one big reason why I think Codex is better is I think you get a lot more tokens for the same amount of money. But yeah, I mean, Claude Opus is a great model. Fable is a great model. Potentially better than 5.5 in some areas, other than debugging. Except for Fable probably is better than Codex 5.5 in everything. But yeah, like the difference isn't significant enough that I'd say use Codex every time or use Claude Code every time. So if you just want a yes or no, I'm just gonna say no. But know that Claude Code is better as well. Codex needs extensions. Yeah, that would be cool if it had like Pi-like extensions. That would be cool. Okay, so goal, work on this. Continuously test and fix until everything is working. Use computer use to test. All right. We have started this goal. Okay, so hopefully this will just one-shot the backend migration. Who knows? Who knows if it'll actually work? We got 5.5 extra high on fast. I think this will take over an hour, so we probably won't see the result this stream. But yeah, it is what it is. It was a harness engineering hackathon on Friday. Don't think I can make that. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much like most of the stream. We've hit that hour, so it's good to know that, you know, I'm able to stream. I think the setup is mostly fine, so unless anyone else has anything else they want me to check out, I probably will be winding down to end the stream. Yeah, I'll let this run, and you know, if it's something cool, we can update next stream. Keep streaming, bro. All right, I mean, I don't have to be anywhere till about another hour and a half, though I do want to eat lunch. So I'll have to go get lunch. What happened with Augment Code? Pretty much they are going full in on enterprise and a new product called Cosmos, which is meant to be kind of cloud agents for your organization. And they're pretty much neglecting all individual users. So pretty much if you're an individual user, Augment's probably not for you. They really need me. Yeah, I mean, they don't, as they have decided to part ways. We have decided to part ways. So yeah, you created the product demo of Claude Design. Yeah, Claude Design seems really good, but it also seems kind of like, well, I guess not necessarily, but like if you don't have a strong opinion on what the design, I mean, this is no surprise, I guess, what the design should look like, you kind of get the same designs I've seen across multiple projects. If you're starting with coding agents, what skills would you install first? Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't tried it. Honestly, I don't use any AI coding skills, but the one that I would try is this auto review one. This one looks pretty good. See what kind of stuff it does. They don't have like a TLDR. But yeah, like a code review, like this auto review skill could be good. Handoff. Handoff is also pretty good. But this one you kind of have to know how to use it. It's pretty simple, but yeah, these are like the official OpenClaw skills. These two. But yeah, I'm not too sure. What do you guys? Oh, Caveman. Yeah. Caveman's awesome. Is that a skill? I think Caveman's really cool. So pretty much, if you guys don't know about Caveman, it's like you get to reduce token cost by 75% by getting your agent to speak like a caveman to you, which I think is great. But yeah, I haven't tried it. I like the idea though, for sure. Yo, what's up, Marco? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, so I want to grab lunch. Okay, on client bench. Oh no, it's a terminal bench. Claude Fable beats 5.5 by 5%. Yeah, it's not that much, but I guess it is pretty saturated at that top percent. Yeah. While this is cooking, I'm gonna quickly go grab lunch. So yeah, load up your comments on what you want me to look at next. What is the first prompt you do with AI data center? Oh, if I had a unlimited tokens, what would be the first prompt? I would like get it to gather every single part of context from like all my files, all my emails, all my context, all my YouTube videos, all my transcripts, like gather every single piece of data that I have and make like a database kind of oh shit, hold on. Oh shit, I might have to restart Codex. It's asking for OS use. Yeah, I'd make some kind of like easily accessible like database to like use that context in future conversations, because I think that's huge. Like your agents are only as powerful as the context you give it. Like maybe, you know, all these things that you shouldn't need to prompt every time. If it already has access to that database of like all your preferences, everything you've ever done, every thought you've ever had, every note you've made, it can be more powerful once you set that up, if that makes sense. What am I investing in? SpaceX, Anthropic, or OpenAI? If I had to pick from those three, I'd say Anthropic for sure. I think OpenAI is great. They're doing great things, but they've raised so much money. Like I don't really know how the economics work, but it's obvious that Anthropic is really profitable, it seems. And OpenAI seems to be like burning money. But they're like in terms of product offering, I think OpenAI is doing great things. And then SpaceX is probably pretty good, to be honest. Like if once they start mining in space, that shit's gonna go astronomical. But I think it's not gonna be. You're not gonna see a return in the next 5 years, probably. So I think Anthropic, you'll see a return pretty soon. I mean, they're gonna IPO like any day now. Okay. Yeah, I'll be back in maybe 5-10 minutes. Oh, wait a second. It finished the goal in 8 minutes. Okay, updated PRD. What changed? Added repo back to evidence. One important note. Pricing sources refresh. Goal run. Wait. So is the backend updated now? No, it only changed the MD files. Huh? I updated and verified the PRD. Goal. Implement the PRD. Why didn't it do it? What was my first prompt? Did I prompt it badly? Did I just say make the PRD better? Work on the PRD. Oh. Okay. We'll just leave it at that for now. SpaceX is the worst IPO because it's paying back Twitter debt. Yeah, you could see that initially a lot of those investors could just sell, and then it could dump. But I think 5 years, 10 years, once they start mining asteroids and stuff, it could go up. I don't feel like the engineering behind cooling space data centers makes sense yet. Yeah, I don't really know how that works. What am I using here? This is the Codex desktop app. I'll be back. All right. Okay, what you guys been saying? What am I gonna eat? We got oats with bananas and kiwi. The kiwi goes to green screen. That's pretty funny. Is that breakfast? It's supposed to be lunch. Not trying Fable, still on 505. That's right. That's right, Ryan S. Have you tried Fable? Damn, Fable built Minecraft, but it cost $30. Is that one shot though? It's kind of crazy. Fable is $60 per 1 million. I think it's 10 million in, $10 in, $50 out. Yeah. Yeah, $10 in, 50 million out. $50 per million out. Multiplayer? I don't think it was multiplayer. How did it do the sound effects? That's a good question. Who knows? Who knows if this is even real? This is just like some video. What's pancake? OpenClaw co-founder. That's a nice landing page. So, OpenClaw and Slack. Whoa, they've limited Claude's effectiveness for Frontier LLM development. For example, building pre-training pipelines, distributed training infrastructure, or ML accelerator design. Wow. So they're like purposely making it hard for you to build your own LLM stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense if they want to protect their moat, I guess. It's like a next token prediction game. That's pretty funny. Yeah, this automation versus using ADB seems very possible now. I've kept on my old Android phones for something like this. Yo, Tariq, what are you
An
saying?
incredible model and has really pushed us at Anthropic to rethink how we work with and prompt Claude. We used to need to check if Claude is doing the work right, for example, by breaking task into small chunks for it, double checking its output, catching when it stopped early. With Claude Fable 5, I instead increasingly find myself checking if Claude is doing the right work. So Fable can run for hours at a time, it tests its own work, and honestly, I often find it produces better code than me. My job is increasingly more about direction and setup, not supervision. So here are the 3 ways I've changed how I work with Fable. First, I treat Claude like a thought partner. I give it the context it needs. Um, Second, I give Claude goals and ways to verify them. And finally, I'm trying to be more ambitious and ask Claude to do things I've never tried before. First, you want to increasingly treat Claude like a thought partner. One of the failure modes I see working with Fable is that I might not actually know what I want, or I might not know what is possible. But by involving Claude early as I'm thinking through it, I can catch these problems before implementation. So for example, I'd start with a small spec and I'd ask Claude to interview me about the implementation before writing the final spec file. This helps me build confidence that I know what I want. Or I might give it an idea and ask it to think of a few directions it could take it in and make some mockups in HTML for me to review. When I'm ready to implement, I try to give it context, not just constraints, so that Claude can help me actually accomplish my goal. For example, instead of saying keep it simple, don't over-engineer this, I say, hey, this feature is an experiment. There's a real chance we delete it in a month, so don't build anything that would be painful to throw away. Giving it this context lets it catch things you might not even have thought of. And once you know what you want, especially for an ambitious problem, consider giving Claude goals and ways to verify them. We have 2 new features that work well for this that I'd encourage you to try out: Flash Goal and Workflows. Goals
Workflows. Yo, what up, Keegan? I hate Apple. I can't even create a new dude. Yeah, no, creating a developer account took me a while as well. It was pretty annoying. Try like a different mobile or a different email or something.
help Claude keep working until it's done, and Workflows help Claude verify its work. So after I have a spec, I might tell Claude, Set a goal to implement the spec fully, then use a workflow to verify each part of the plan and prepare a report on what was implemented and if anything differed. This lets Claude use its capabilities as creatively and thoughtfully as possible while making sure it's building what you want. Finally, just be more ambitious. Fable is truly an incredible model, and it's pushed me to think outside of the box with my work. For example, I'm editing this video with Fable. If there's something you assumed LLMs couldn't do, give it a chance. We really think Fable raises the bar on what is possible. That's all for now. Try it out and let us know what you think about Claude Fable 5 in Claude Code.
Yeah. I'm curious what these Claude Code workflows are. I don't think I've heard too much about them. Claude Code dynamic workflows. Claude workflows are a gift from the gods. Claude workflows. I don't want to watch it. Okay, let's see this.
Guys, the new Claude Code Workflows feature is insane. By far the most powerful Claude Code feature that they've released this year. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to use it, how it works, and what you can use it for. First of all, the Workflows feature essentially allows you to write scripts that call subagents. This is super powerful because now your main agent doesn't have to deploy and control subagents and send them and receive context from them. It can instead write a workflows.js file, which is a script that can call subagents programmatically in loops, in sequence, and in any parallel or sequential order that you want. Because the subagents are called by a script, you can also configure this script to accept different arguments, which are basically just variables that you pass to the script. For example, if you want to write a workflow to have subagents review and iterate on PRs, you can pass in a limit to how many PRs that they do in that workflow as an argument, like 20 PRs. An example code review workflow could be that you pass the GitHub repository link to your Claude Code instance. It calls this workflow on that repository with a limit of 20 PRs to review, and then it sequentially calls subagents to review each PR, give it a rating, and then implement any fixes that are necessary, and it will actually go in a loop in cycles, and you can set limits to how many loops each subagents go through. You can also force subagents to output structured schema, which is how you actually chain them together programmatically and have one subagent's outputs chain into the other's inputs. To use the workflows feature, type /config into your Claude Code chat box and make sure dynamic workflows are enabled. Then just type in the word workflow and it will turn into a little shiny rainbow, just like the ultrathink word used to, and then just describe the workflow that you want Claude Code to write for you, and it will write that workflow to a workflow.js file. That workflow.js file is stored permanently in your .claude folder, and each run of that workflow, all the metadata and outputs associated with that are also stored permanently for auditing and
I don't think I get it. Shut up, Agentic James. Do you guys get it? Like cron jobs? I don't think so. From like my understanding, it's kind of like what do you call it? Like the SDK. Help me understand Claude workflows. Their new feature. Okay, so they're called dynamic workflows, supposedly. Claude Code writes an orchestration script. Then that script spins up many subagents to do a big task in parallel, verifies / cross-checks the output, and reports back. Uh-huh. So it writes an orchestration script. Do we have the official docs here? Workflows. JavaScript script that orchestrates subagents at scale. Claude writes a script for the task. Huh. So this is when you want to run dozens to 100 of agents per run. Okay, I kind of want to look at a more in-depth video now instead of some guy just talking. It's just such a crappy name. Master all 6 Claude Code dynamic workflows. Damn, if it wasn't. Okay, which video do you guys want to watch? 1, 2, 3, or 4? What do we think? Which one do you think will be the easiest to understand? Nate Herc is good? Okay, which one's Nate Herc? Okay, sweet. Thank
So
you.
I just ran this Claude Code dynamic workflow that analyzed all of my skills. You can see here that it spun up 41 haiku scoring agents because I have 41 skills here. And then it's feeding all of that analysis into an Opus synthesis agent. Now, because all of those agents were working in parallel, which is pretty cool, it didn't take that long, but it did take a ton of input tokens. It ate up basically 5 million input tokens, but there wasn't that much to output, so it wasn't super expensive. And I ended up with this HTML file where I could now look at all of
Okay, so this is kind of like a swarm thing. It's when you want to like deploy many dozens to hundreds of subagents. I think that would have been a better name. I don't know why they picked workflows. I mean, swarm, I guess swarm has kind of like a bad rep, but it's also kind of cooler. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep watching.
my skills. It's ranked them worst to best, and it's also given me feedback on how it could actually go and fix all of these skills if I wanted it to. It gave me patterns and it gave me other things to be careful of as I'm building more skills in the future. So what I want to talk about today is what this feature is and how it works. I want to compare it to other things like skills and subagents and agent teams because there's so many features in here that feel very similar. And also kind of talking about the money aspect. Like, did Claude Code make this feature just to incentivize people to burn more tokens? And I also want to talk about some of the little hidden features and things that you really want to be careful about when you try out this new workflows feature. So don't want to waste any time. Let's just jump straight to be careful about when you
careful. You might get hypnotized when you
burn more
select
tokens.
Ultra
And I also want to talk about some of the little hidden features and things that you really want to be careful about when you try out this new workflows feature. So don't want to waste any time. Let's just jump straight into today's video. So with the release of Claude Opus 4.8, we got dynamic workflows. And when I first started reading about this stuff, immediately I was a bit confused because I was like, well, we already have subagents and we have agent teams and we have like this whole /goal feature. So what really is the difference between a workflow and when do I want to actually use it? Especially after I've been seeing all this stuff about how much money it costs. And with my testing, I, in one workflow prompt, burned through half of my $200 a month subscription with just one prompt, and it took a little over 30 minutes. So if you're not being careful, you will obviously eat up your session limit very, very quick. So the first thing that I wanted to start off this video by is talking about.
Okay, so I think we kind of established that it's good for many agents. Let's skip ahead to here.
Video. So anyways, you kind of start here at the bottom where you're just talking to your main Claude Code session and you're just asking, and it's reasoning, and maybe it's doing things like web fetch or an API.
Kind of like the same concept. Goal versus workflow, token cost question, when you actually need it.
Now there is a cool feature within the workflow thing, which is a /deep research function, which automatically invokes a workflow. It spins up a bunch of different agents to do parallel research. They vote on each claim, and then you get a cited deep research report at the end. So that is a pretty cool feature if you are doing a lot of research and maybe you're building your own deep research skills or whatever it is. Definitely test out this one to see how that works as a workflow. And when you start to think about, do you actually need it? Some stuff like this, right? If you're reviewing every file in a code base, or you've got a 400 file migration.
Okay, I think I get it. It's a swarm. Whenever you need 10 to hundreds of subagents, you would use workflow. I think it's really cool, actually. A cool way to give structure to something at that scale. And their solution seems to be you just get the agent to write kind of a script that's used their SDK for workflows. It'd be cool if they showed the script. Is this a script? No. But this is his specific example. You got it to audit all 40 of his skills. Oh, you get a view like this. You get to see all the agents, how many tokens each agent took, how many tools they used, and how long. Right?
looking at different skills, I could see that they were all on. This creates
Maybe.
a JavaScript file.
Yeah.
You know, you're able to keep it. It's in a workflows folder. You're able to run them again later, which is pretty cool. But what you may notice is that they might not go into.
Oh, I guess that's why they call it workflows, is because they're reusable scripts. So like workflows is typically like a flow chart or a flow of how you get a particular piece of work done. That's why when I first heard it, oh, it's swarms. It's not really that, but the part where they make a script that persists means that it is kind of a workflow, and you can run that script again in the future. You can do what this guy did, audit all these skills. There's like haiku subagents that go and look through each skill. It could do them really fast. Instead of having one agent look through each file one at a time or multiple files at a time, context rot, you have many small agents, dozens to hundreds, thousands even, do that, and it'll be much, much, much faster. Yeah, that makes sense. Jake says they could use it for expense reporting at work, probably. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, auditing a lot of files. You know what's interesting? It's like for something like that, you could have also, I guess it comes to prompt engineering. You could have asked the main orchestrator agent to write a script that uses the API or the SDK. So it's not like a new functionality unlock, but it does wrap it all up really nicely. Slash workflows do this. You don't have to mention to use the SDK. You don't have to supply the key. It gives you a nice UI. So yeah. Oh, that's why I likened it to how OpenClaw's cron scheduler works, because yeah, it's a defined workflow that the agent runs. And then let me plug in my open source harness that only I use, because we also have, crap. Okay, so what I just docs there, this is very bad, is like my remote tunnel QR code. So like anyone could have interface, yeah, this. So I have to regenerate this somehow. Is there no button to regenerate? Okay, I'm definitely going to stop the tunnel. And I'll have to figure out how to regenerate that. Anyway, I do have repeat tasks, which is kind of my version of workflows, I guess you could say, except for the swarm part. This is like a single agent cron job. It's my version of cron job. Look at this one. Get ideas from YouTube. This one, I think, could we look at it? Yeah. Let's see. Oh. Wow, I can't zoom in on this. But yeah, find a YouTube video that's highly related to what AJ has been working on. Look at all the comments and come up with video ideas. I kind of want to just run it with 5.4 mini. Guys, if you're not doing heavy detailed work, 5.4 mini is such a good just general tool calling agent. So for something like this task, it would be good if I could just run that with 5.4 mini. Low thinking, and let's see how fast it does it. So this should go onto YouTube, and wow, just hit like 4 tool calls in a row? No. Why does that say 5 and then there's only 2 here? Yeah, I gotta fix up this UI to make it a bit better, but yeah, it should use Playwright. Here we go. It's gonna try it. There we go. Let's bring this over to this tab. Using Playwright to find a video related to what I've been talking about in previous conversations. Ghosty Terminal? Yeah, I am using Ghosty. Though I kind of want to switch to Warp. Oh, actually, before searching YouTube, it's going on my Twitter to see what I've been talking about. I haven't tweeted anything. I'm going to say training for a world where we can't afford Fable 5 type models. How do I... All right, let's do research and gather as much context as possible to rewrite. Make sure this guy doesn't save it. This tweet in the best way. I'm talking about wealth gap and permanent underclass and AI singularity. Give 10 options. Okay. Damn, I don't think 5.4 actually went onto YouTube videos like I was hoping. That sucks. Would not recommend Warp for Mac. How come? I switched from Warp to Ghosty for Mac. Okay, I'll just stay on Ghosty then. Have I seen the remote pricing? I have not. We'll check it out right after. I'd recommend either Ghosty or Ghosty based terminals. Ghosty based terminals? What's a Ghosty based terminal? Like a fork? I haven't actually seen any of those. Which one's the best? Okay, so these are the video ideas we got. Build an AI agent that never wastes XP. Yeah, this is what I had already. Claude agent teams versus Codex. How do I stop AI agents from wasting tokens? Pretty much this is what I want to make a video on, but I don't have a good enough answer yet. I want a 24/7 agent that's constantly doing compute, but I don't want it to be like mostly slub. And yeah, I think the bottleneck is defining good goals. That's what we need an interface to help the user define good goals, which could be an interview style interface. Hey, terminally lazy. Haven't seen you in ages. Is that a new PFP drop? Shit, we're gonna have to check this out. Damn it. Oh. Oh, it is. Wow. No longer a cyborg llama. Slop is inevitable? Yeah, but the creators of Oh My Codex say they've solved Slop. That's what these guys.
It's probably like it's literally breaking news and so forth. So big shout outs to Tech Friend who's joining in.
Yeah.
Other people are asking questions about how different
Dude, I can't believe I just randomly joined that.
is this from Open Codes. These guys
Ray,
broke the meta. These guys like this is literally amazing. So very
industry.
At some point I asked about here, how do I prevent
we make
slop whilst burning tokens?
that's why prevent producing slop while burning tokens. We have AI slop cleaner skill.
AI slops cleaner skill. Let's check. Oh my Codex AI slop cleaner. But this isn't specifically for like coding. Right? Is this the one? Oh, I think I saw it. Yeah, slop cleaner. Let's read this skill. Where is it? Skills. Oh, it's at the top. Let's go. Okay. Clean AI generated code. Yeah, this is very code related. Could be good. I'm gonna share this with the Discord, and we'll also check in on Discord. Paste dump. Let's see if Peas has tried this. I'll also link him there.
Of the questions, like how do I prevent producing the questions, like how do I prevent producing slop while burning tokens? We have AI.
Burning yokens. You've evolved. Let's go. So they do not prevent slop because they cannot. They just clean it. Ooh, yeah. You know, that's actually an insight that I didn't consider. Don't try to prevent slop. Just make sure you can clean up afterwards. I like that I see through. Where should I talk about that? Harness engineering. I see through quote of the day paraphrased. Don't try to prevent slop. When wait, I don't know. Should I not paraphrase it? Let's just get what he actually said. Okay, this is kind of what he said. Do not prevent slop because you cannot. Just clean it after lol. Okay, that's probably better and more accurate. I'm working on Codex, but for digital marketing. Yes. What do you think about it? Awesome. Yeah, man. Agents for marketing, I think, is a great field. All proprietary. I don't like that part. Love open source. I'm a big open source guy, but still happy to have a look, Omar, if you tell me the keyword to search. I don't think you can paste links on YouTube chat for some reason, but yeah, just type it out. I think you can reduce it in the output and use strict parameters to steer it, but 24/7 is just too much opportunity for something that aggressive. Yeah, but that's what's exciting. 24/7. What's the P's verdict? X out of 10. P's verdict. I love branding P's everything. It's like P's dance, P's method. Okay, what are we doing? So I was trying to get my harness to give me a cool tweet. Let's see what he said. Training for a world where only the wealthy can afford frontier models. Woohoo. Okay, that's pretty good. Is that good enough? How can we make the tweet better? I think if it was longer. Okay, actually, let's just pick one and tell it to expand. Training for a future where AI access has become a wealth gap. Building for a world where the rich get super intelligent first. Training for a future that spills into an overclass and permanent underclass. Okay. This is what I'm going to go with. Training for a world where by abstaining from Fable 5. Claude Fable 5. I'm training. Okay. Oh, shit. Capital T. Let's see if it expands upon this. I'm training for a world where only the wealthy can afford frontier models. M dash. Yeah, thanks. All right, let's branch back from here. I'm gonna go 5.5x high. Oh my god, these toast notifications. It's so annoying. I need to remove them. High verbosity. I like this. Expand it with useful info and opinions so the reader stays on the tweet longer. Gotta beat that algorithm. Gotta work with the algorithm type shit. Let's check up on the Codex goal. It's still cooking. Oh, it's still on the first point too. What about my Codex usage? Oh, it reset 90%. Let's go. Okay. There's a thread version. Okay, cool. I'm training for a world where only the wealthy can afford frontier models by abstaining from Claude Fable 5. If AI becomes really the main lever of economic power, then who has the best model becomes the new wealth gap. So I want to know, can I still think, build, research, and compete with worse tools? Because if the singularity is unevenly distribution, adaptability, dude, this is a kind of a banger tweet. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's like a banger tweet. I'm abstaining from Claude Fable 5 as training for a world where only the wealthy can afford. Oh, okay. This is good. I like having Claude Fable 5 earlier. The scary AI future isn't robots get smart, it's that intelligence becomes a subscription tier where the rich get God mode, everyone else gets yesterday's model. So I'm practicing with constraints now. And then maybe I do a Goku hyper. What's that thing Goku trained in? Goku train gravity chamber. Yeah, this one. Dude, this is sick. This is nice and edgy. This is like perfect for X. You do the anime, edgy anime, edgy anime banger tweet about tech. I'm not using Claude Fable 5, partly as a bit, partly as training for the future where frontier models are too expensive for normal people. If AI becomes the main engine of wealth, then model access becomes class access. The permanent underclass won't be people without ambition. It'll be people priced out of cognition. Refusing to touch, abstaining. I'm training for a world where only the wealthy can afford. Okay. I think I liked the first one with this first sentence. I think that a good tweet for engagement, aka evil. Oh, that it is a good tweet for engagement. It has a nice subtle, yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree. If AI really becomes the main lever of economic power, then who has the best model becomes a new wealth gap. So I want to know, can I still think, build, research, and compete with worse tools? Because if the singularity is unevenly distributed, adaptability maybe. This is kind of dumb, but wait, how do we? All right, make this image from Goku training in the gravity chamber to match this tweet. Wait. I actually want to know how can I? Let's gather some ideas first. Training under 100x compute inequality. I gotta say, I think Claude is much better at coming up with these funny words. The person is Vegeta? Oh shit. Sorry, okay. Good spot there, EME. Good thing we got the fans in the chat. I just assumed it was Goku because that's what I searched for. You wanted to tell me that too? You should have. You should have. Yo, shout out EAME. Self-documenting agents.md files. Agent 0 AI repo. That's what you've been working on, Lazy? Oh, check out. Oh, shit. Check out docs, another goodie from Agent 0 team. Okay, okay. Sorry, I missed that message. Couldn't share the actual name. All good. Okay, let me put out this tweet and then I'll just post it as it is. Actually, we need to add some text. Let's just like give 50 funny one-line text for the image. Use Fable 5 in text title. Keep it short. Only paid. Fable 5 fasting. Fable 5 resistance. Training without Fable 5. Which one should I do? Fuck. Fable 5 in this economy? Fuck, I don't know. More funny. Nice try, Satan. It's gotta be this. Alright, let's do this. Can it add the image from here? Oh, looks like it can. Fable 4 in this economy. Okay, good, great, great. I'm glad we all picked the same one. Thanks, Jake, and I see through. All right, let's also check out Agent 0 docs while this is generating. Self-documenting agents.md. Docs is a tiny agents.md framework that gives AI agents precise project context. The agent keeps a hierarchy of agents.md files as the project changes. Root agents.md, child agents. Okay. All you have to do is copy this into your agents.md. Oh, that's sick. All right, I'm going to share this on Discord. I guess this is mostly for coding, but I guess it could also be for anything. Any agent harness that uses agents.md. Okay, boom. Tweet's gone. Dude, this is... I like this tweet. That's one of my goals, is to be a better content creator on X, which is totally different to what I'm used to, but yeah. Oh shit, did I discard it? No, okay. Something made me think I'm gonna shill my own tweet as well. Should I put tech friend on it by tiny bottom in the corner if the meme goes off without the tweet? Oh, if the image takes off? I don't think the image is that good. It's like it's like more like just add something to the text. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. What else do we have? I feel like I said I'd check something else out. Remote dev pricing. $900 a month. Is it unlimited tokens? Oh, up to 1 bill tokens. How much is 1 bill tokens on the Frontier model? Let's Let's just pretend it's Opus 4.8. Anywhere between 5 to 25,000. That's pretty good. If they let you use 1 billion Opus tokens. Sure, I mean, 900 seems a lot compared to the average agent plan, but if you're paying API costs, it's actually really good for. And if you get Opus, I don't know. Did they tell you what model you can get? They don't say what model. Ooh, this is a nice website. I haven't seen this. MDSkills.ai. Welcome to the open skills ecosystem. Wait, who's this by? Rob Gorley. Rob Gorley. No X profile. Okay, Rob Gorley, I see you. MDSkills.ai. Let's see some of the top skills. Extract errors. Use when adding a new error message to React. Huh? This is, oh, he sponsored his own project, Git Kingdom. Explore GitHub as a fantasy RPG world. Wait, is it free? What the fuck? All right, where are we going, guys? Rust, JavaScript, Zig, Java, Perl. Where we dropping, boys? TypeScript, that's my domain. Kind of want to go to Rust. Let's go Rust. Is there COBOL? No, I don't see COBOL. But maybe there's like smaller towns if I zoom in. Nope. All right, we're gonna go to Rust. City of Rust. Ruler Boars. Tree Scissor, okay. Wait, this is like actual Rust framework stuff? Just. Kind of lame, honestly, I think.
Yeah, it's called cleaner skill. It's simple as that.
Oh,
That's a skill. That's actual skill name, and it works surprisingly well. And yeah, we do that kind of things. Yeah.
wow. Yeah, I think we want to find out more of this type of thing because a lot of things that I didn't realize when I was talking to you guys at the hackathon was that like there is an agentic framework that's going on behind all of the scenes here. And what's happening is the fact that like you have a couple different things going on. So let me scroll down to the actual agentic harness.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have to actually go soon. So yeah, now wrapping up for real. This goal is still going. It probably won't get done in the next half hour. Was there anything else I said I'd do before we left? Can't see anything. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next stream. Hopefully, actually, I might be out for a week from Friday, but I'll be back in like 2 weeks.
Peace.